I'm Mitra Sorrells in the PhocusWire studio with Rob Brown. He is Chief Strategy Officer at Wenrix. Welcome, Rob.
Great to see you again, Mitra.
Yes. So let's talk a bit about Wenrix, of course. You know, I know that you have really built a reputation for solving some of these operational challenges in travel, from pricing to flexibility. How did that journey lead you to tackling the concept of servicing and the challenges there with your deep flow solution?
Yep. A good place to start. Listen, Wenrix, since its inception, has been really focused on giving agencies a competitive edge, smarter, faster, and more traveler-centric. And so over almost a decade now, we've been developing products. And to make those products better, we needed a certain level of automation. And we saw that it didn't exist in the industry today.
Yeah.
So we ended up developing automation capabilities for some of the more complex processes in the travel workflow. At the same time, we're learning how to parse fare rules and pulling out complex things like tax refundability, et cetera. So almost inadvertently, we found ourselves as experts in understanding the servicing operational side of things and what's going on underneath the hood. And then at the same time, we're out there talking to some of the largest OTAs and TMCs around the world as our customers, and they're all saying the same thing. And that is, the front end is getting better and better every year. But the back end, the servicing capabilities, is still stuck in this kind of manual mode.
Yeah.
Okay? So we developed Deep Flow. Essentially, it's our AI servicing engine to close what we call the execution gap.
Okay.
And by that we mean it's the space between what a traveler is asking for and what the agency is actually able to deliver or do for them.
Okay.
So we basically took some components of technology we already had and a need in the market and developed Deep Flow. We have a few customers already live on it, but we're launching it in San Diego officially today on the launch stage. And as Amir says, the industry is, our CEO, he says, the industry is not struggling with conversation, it's struggling with the execution. So That's where it came from.
So let's talk a bit more about that, because of course most of the AI solutions that we are really hearing about across the travel industry are either, as this assistant role, this chatbot. So this concept of the execution lens is certainly something that is different. So just talk a bit more about that.
Yeah, bang on. I mean, everybody's talking about conversational AI, chatbots, agentic AI, and it's for good reason. I mean, even since we met 6 months ago in Barcelona, it's amazing the advancements that we're seeing. And that's great for agencies to be able to provide another contact point with their customers. But in our opinion, the question isn't, can my AI talk to customers? It's, can my AI actually deliver the tasks that those customers are asking for, right? So Deep Flow is built for execution, not just conversation. It does the conversation side as well, right? But it's that, it's the ability to actually process a refund, to, apply a waiver, to do the things at the back end that make it more valuable. And it can do it across GDS, NDC, and soon to be LCC as well. So, we don't believe that chatbots can fix the inefficiency in the market because, the back end is broken, or maybe not broken, but at least not automated. And so Deep Flow is closing that gap.
And then what would you say that actually changes for travelers and for agencies?
Yeah, so for travelers, I think it's really, it really is going to be transformational, right? It's the ability to have consistent, real answers when they're dealing with a chatbot, right? It's a refund that happens in real time rather than hours or days or even weeks, right? It's not this consistent loop of your request is being processed, when we know, and really what's happening is that there's a manual agent somewhere in the world that is working on that behind the scenes.
Yeah.
For agencies, I think it's about speed and efficiency, right? Today, you've got travel agents, the manual agents that are spending well over 80% of their time on that 60% of servicing issues that are still manual, right? And so Deepflow focuses on that 60%. We can handle those edge cases. In fact, our agencies that are using the product already, we're seeing around 95% of all of the use cases are being handled by Deepflow. So what does that mean for a travel agency? It's reducing the cost of serve, right? And that's really important for them as they're developing things. And I think we're making it so that, you know, the servicing addition to AI means that we're finally ready to, you know, for the AI era within travel.
Yeah. Very, very interesting. So, you know, we certainly hear a lot about fragmentation. What do you think that really looks like in day-to-day operations, and what is the human cost of all that inefficiency?
Yeah. So, listen, fragmentation is when you've got every airline, every channel, every content source essentially speaking a different language, right? You know, today you've got, for a single refund, an agent will need to look up something on a airline site to find out the fare rules. Then they need to, you know, look at the tax refundability, maybe some regional items, et cetera. All of this on different workflows, different interfaces. I mean, it's not only tedious, but it's error prone, right? And so the idea is that by, you know, by utilizing Deepflow, we remove this burden, right, from the travel agents. We allow it to do the execution efficiently, consistently, and accurately every time. And that removes this problem of fragmentation.
Okay. So as you zoom out, what shift do you think a solution such as Deepflow really represents for the industry? And where do you see AI taking travel operations next?
So I think it moves us from this surface level automation that we've been talking about through chatbots, et cetera, to a true, you know, operational efficiency of AI, right? It's going to be, you know, it's going to allow agencies to implement a chatbot with the confidence that it's going to deliver what the travelers expect, because they're seeing that in other industries, right? So, you know, we feel that we're fixing the foundation of travel servicing.
Okay.
And when you have a strong foundation, everything else above that starts to work. And so we've talked about chatbots and, you know, agentic AI, but it's beyond that. If we have a strong foundation, we believe that things like modern, you know, retailing and travel and true end-to-end personalized servicing, et cetera, suddenly become a reality. So we're not just trying to automate tasks, right? We're really trying to redefine what servicing means in the industry and, you know, see what's built on top of that.
Okay. Well, it's certainly interesting times for sure. So Rob Brown from Wenrix, thank you so much for joining us.
Really excited to be here. Thanks, Mitra. Great to see you.
Thank you.